Welcome to the Husky podcast, where knowledge meets in every class. Together we'll explore the world as we unravel the truth.
Hey guys, welcome back to our ELAC Husky Vision podcast. I'm here with Miss Lindy Fong. She is an amazing individual to get to know here on campus. If you see her walking around, stop her because she's part of our financial aid department. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
So we're here today. I know that you all have amazing workshops on campus for our students. Can you please tell us a little bit about these workshops that you have?
Yes. So today we have the what is called Cast for College event. This event we have usually January and February, and we try to help the student focusing on completing the application to meet the March 2nd deadline.
Okay.
Okay, and then on the regular.
Why is this March 2nd deadline so important for our students?
The March 2nd deadline is a state financial aid deadline.
Okay.
So if a student meet the deadline, they could qualify for the Cal Grant. Okay, the Cal Grant help them pay for tuition, okay, additional financial aid funding, and there's also a separate funding for a student who qualify for Cal Grant.
Okay.
If they're full time or they receive or they taking 15 units, they could get an additional $4,000 per semester.
I feel like I've heard about this, and I think the way that I promote it to my students. So our viewers already know that I'm part of LACP, which is the Los Angeles College Promise Program, FYE department on campus. And I definitely encourage my students to take more than 12 units per semester, because I know that there's an additional fund, right? Additional pot of money that students can get if they take more classes. This would encourage students to finish faster, right? And then they get additional money, right?
Yes, that's the main focus.
So they have to register or apply.
They have to be a Cal Grant recipient.
That's why
the March 2nd deadline is critical.
So if you're not a Cal Grant recipient,
then additional fund you don't qualify.
Okay, so the best way to get this information is by attending these workshops. They're super helpful. Our students definitely benefit out of attending these workshops. Yes. I send the flyers to my students. I definitely want all of my students to get that free money, because at the end of the day, guys, it's free money.
Yes.
We get this money. If you don't apply for financial aid, you don't get no money. And we want to make sure that all of our students get the money. And it's part of one of the requirements for our LACP program. So any students that are participants of our program have to apply for financial aid, whether or not they feel they qualify. And I hear that a lot. What would you say to a student, because I hear this often, but I'm afraid I'm not going to qualify?
Well, if you don't apply, how do you know?
Right.
The regulation changes annually, and a student can qualify for maximum about $18,000.
What?
Grant money. This is just free money.
I feel like I'm going to go back to school, guys. I need this money for myself. If it's free money, $18,000 a year.
Yeah,
if they qualify, depending obviously on the grants, right?
Yeah,
and your amazing staff. I work with a lot of the staff here at the financial aid office, and they're all really great, very thorough. They will explain everything from beginning to end for our students, and they follow up with the students to make sure that they have applied and that they are doing everything as far as the process. So you said there was a March 2nd deadline. Is there anything else our students need to know?
If you missed the workshop, you could always come into the financial aid office. We have the computer lab, and we have staff to help you, one-on-one, to help you with the application process. And for this year, because of the application process, if you're a mixed family status student and you're hesitating completing a FAFSA, you could always complete the DREAM Act application first to make sure you meet the March 2nd deadline, so you don't miss out the state application deadline. Then later you could go back and apply for the federal application.
So guys, she's giving you all a tip so that you don't find yourself not qualifying for financial aid because you missed that deadline. That's amazing. I feel like our students need to know that there's ways that even if they miss that deadline, there's another way or possible options for them to be able to apply and qualify for financial aid and get their money, definitely get their fees waived. LACP College Promise program pays 2 years of free tuition, but again, you do have to apply for financial aid.
Yeah, and I do want to encourage.
Sorry,
okay,
guys, that was Dean Salazar in the background. She is another amazing person here on campus that will help you. So definitely, if you see her walking around, because she walks around a lot, to help our students out, definitely reach out to her and ask her for some help. So, Lindy, I know that you work closely with our staff in LACP, and our students, some of our students will, have questions about, scholarships. Is there anything you can tell us about scholarships?
Yes. The scholarship application is going to come out in the first week of spring.
Okay.
And do apply. Okay. Never turn yourself down for anything because it's free to
I like
apply. Okay. Let them tell you no instead of you tell yourself no.
Yeah, I like that because a lot of our students are a little bit discouraged. Some I've heard this before where students say the application process is a little long because of the essay portion, the references that they need to get, because some applications do require for you to provide references. But definitely do not disqualify yourself is what I tell students. Apply for everything here on campus. Make sure that you are tapping into all of the resources. Financial aid is one of the biggest resources here on our campus that will help you pay for classes. That additional funding that you get, you can pay for your books, any materials that you may need. And again, their staff is amazing. I always send my students to financial aid to get help, and they get all of the help that they need. And you also, I mentioned this previously about students taking courses outside of their educational plan because maybe they take a swimming class and they really like swimming, and that adds on to their unit count.
So
What would be an issue if you continue to take classes out of
So for financial aid, the Satisfactory academic progress policy, we do allow a student take up to 150% of the program requirement.
Okay.
For instance, if you need only 60 units to get your A degree, you could actually complete 90 units and you still qualify.
Okay.
Okay, so that way it allows some leeway, that to explore, to allow yourself to explore, other possible major that you might be interested in.
Nice. So you can change your major.
You can change
So
your major.
that's another thing that I feel like a lot of my students, they're not sure, right? We get a lot of students that, sometimes, well, I want to go into the medical field. And then once they're here on campus and they meet other students, that are like-minded, right? They change their major. I know for myself, speaking from my own experience, I started off wanting to get back on the workforce, so I needed, experience within my previous job so that I can get back on the workforce. So, updating my skills, what they call it, right? And I took a lot of computer classes within CAOT department, and that's the Computer Applications and Office Technology department. I wanted to get a certificate really quickly. Then I realized I want to go into business. Taking all of those extra courses definitely threw me over that threshold, that allowable amount, right? So I had to appeal.
Yes.
And
so a lot of time when the students submit appeal, we look at the circumstance. Okay. And when you're taking so many units, above the threshold, then we're looking at a circumstance. We're looking at, are you serious at this point? How many more classes do you need? So we look in all those situation and then to make that evaluation.
Nice. Okay, so then there is many opportunities for you all to apply for financial aid. There's deadlines that you have to meet, but there's also ways to go around that deadline. That's one of the tips that Miss Lindy gave us today. And you can also appeal if you've taken a lot of courses that haven't been really geared towards your major, but make sure that you come to one of these workshops.
Or even visit our office.
Yes, visit the office. To me, I feel like that one-on-one conversation and being open with the financial aid technicians and the staff there is the way for you to be able to get through the application process and be able to get that money if you are eligible for it. So I want to definitely give a shout out to your financial aid department and the staff there. They're an amazing group of people. I send all of my students there, and they're very welcoming. Thank you so much for being here with us today and providing the information. And the workshop is called Cash
for College.
Cash for College.
Yeah, right now we're having a Cash for College. And just remember, we're financial aid. Okay, we're here to help you, to be your partner.
Nice.
In this journey.
Yes.
So come visit us if you have questions.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. See you later.